Okay, guys and girls, this is an idea that I'm about to start experimenting with. You can go online and you can buy uh, things to make briquettes from. Now, the material you would use would be paper. Okay, waste paper, newspaper, all that kind of stuff, cardboard, all shredded up, mushed up with water. Some people add a bit of bleach to it. I'm not quite sure why, but essentially, you add different things to it. Making a papier-mâché for the purposes of creating briquettes is another part of my off-grid experimentation and learning. So what I've MacGyvered together here is what I think will be a good equipment to start making some briquettes with. With the passage of time, I'm going to probably start thinking about getting a bigger device together, which I'll either have made myself or got various components from here, there, and everywhere, so that I can then, do plenty of stuff. Now, you see that load of rubbish over there? All right, that is a stockpile of fuel. Okay, that's a combination of paper and cardboard and all sorts of stuff, which I have chosen to not throw away. Sure, here in the UK we have recycling bins which you use to put all your organic waste, and another one you put for all your paper and tins and glassware and other things you want to throw away. But essentially, I'm actually hanging on to rubbish, which most people throw away, because I believe that that is fuel which can be cooking fuel for later on. Now, if you look outside the window at the moment right now today, you'd see that we've got, beautiful sunshine. It's a lovely day. The temperature outside is in the teens. I haven't needed to turn the heating on at all today, so the chance of me getting outside to do some zero carbon cooking or low carbon cooking is in fact very high. So, the imperative to have solid fuel is very strong here. So this is my plan for this, and I'm going to do some experiments, and I'll let you know how things happen as they do. Basically, I've got lots of other things to do. I've got more things I want to buy, but this is just like, let's say you've got this stuff lying around the house, okay, and you want to make some briquettes, but you don't want to spend any money. Then essentially, this is what you'd need. You take your papier-mâché mash, put it into your pot. You put your lid on the pot. That's basically it. This one I've got here, this one's got sloping sides. I've used this container, you've seen it before, possibly in one of my other videos on my other channel, for melting wax. Wax is very useful. You can use it to either, make little sculptures or make little candles, as well as to make fire lighters using jute rope, which I've shown you on this one particular channel, okay? So that's something else to bear in mind. So that's part of my bain-marie setup. But let's say I was to put some papier-mâché in there. It would have to be not sloppy like a porridge. Okay, it would have to be reasonably dense. And put it in there so it won't go anywhere. Shove a lid on top, and shove the whole thing in the G-clamp. So you got forces below, forces above, squeezing it. Really squeezing the water out, and you can then allow that to dry. Now, whether it's best to have extra holes in the lid or holes drilled into the pot so the water can drain out, that's another issue. But I did think that with this particular setup, because there is a gap, okay, there's a gap between this surface and the pot, I'll probably have enough surface area for fluid to leak out until such time as the miniature briquette has been made on the inside. And of course, I've had this G-clamp for a while. I've used it to hold my lighting in place when I was doing videos on one of my other channels. So essentially, I've got that already. I don't need to buy it. I've got that already. Don't need to buy it. And so, there we go. So once the G-clamp is squeezing all the water out of the papier-mâché, it then needs to be left to set. And then once it's fully set, okay, then we can remove the G-clamp, take the papier-mâché briquette out, and I should be able to use that for combustion purposes. I'm going to get myself a couple of chimneys. Now, a chimney is it's like a fire pit, but it's got a chimney on it. And I want to get one for outside so I can use it for barbecuing. I can use it as an oven and other forms of food preparation, as well as keeping myself warm outside in the spring and in the autumn. And the other one I'm going to use indoors for the purposes of containing bioethanol tins, so I can then burn fuel indoors in a safer environment, because just using my canna as a makeshift fireplace really did not cut the mustard, because I thought to myself, one of these days I'm going to kick that little puppy right over, and hey presto, that'll be the end of me, as well as the YouTube channel. And of course, for the audience out there, you'll be missing my videos, and for me personally speaking, I'll be missing my life. So, you know, that won't necessarily be a very positive thing. So anyway, that's something I'm working on. The good news for me is that I've seen out there in a certain specific shop, which I like to do a lot of my shopping in. It's called B&M. It's one of the budget shops in the UK. They've got these chimney things going for about £25. So you go online and you look at bioethanol fireplaces, which is basically just a safe box. You put your bioethanol burner in. You know, you can be looking at thousands of pounds because they're like home and, what's it called, home and garden type, arty, farty, kind of like we're upper middle class bastards and we want to show off our wealth and do a bit of conspicuous consumption type stuff. You know what I mean? Whereas basically, I'm not within that genre. I'm much more equipped. I mean, look at me. I'm proposing to make briquettes with the help of like something which came from the pound shop and a G clamp. Right? Okay. I'm proud of my class. Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I can do this stuff. I can come up with the ideas and put them together. This is a lid for a mussels jar. Okay, that's the quality of quality of technology that I've got. So when I've got the chimney, I'm going to put it up indoors and I'll be able to use that for my bioethanol fireplace. So when it gets chilly, I'll still be able to keep the place warm if there's a power cut. And as I carry on using bioethanol more constructively, I can try and use that as a good way of doing both cooking as well as heating indoors and safely at a budget. All right, which is the goal. Seriously, the goal. All right, look after yourselves. Good fortune, God bless. Keep cool, and try and find a use for your G clamps that have been laying around, because that's this might actually work out to be a very good bit of engineering for me to make briquettes for outdoor combustion and things that I can make little chips of and shove that in Kelly kettle and wood gas stove, and I think that would be brilliant. So this is the next bit of off-grid playing around.